Hello, my name is Christian Walter from TradeBola, and today I would like to show you something for the technical chart analysis, how to analyze a chart, which information are available here on TradeStation, how you can use them, and how you can bring them to a trading setup or to buy or sell some stocks just to generate like some signal. And for this, I would like to show you all the details here on my screen. And if you don't want to miss any video, please subscribe to our channel.
To talk about technical analysis, we go to a separate workspace where we already included a few standard indicators. We will present this all with the TradeStation global platform, but it's also possible to use the same, of course, with TradeStation Securities, TradeStation 10.9 from TradeStation Securities. So this is just an example how to use technical analysis, what is important, what is possible, and to give you some examples how to analyze a chart and how to include the right indicators. And sometimes it's I think the easy indicators or the easy drawing objects will help you. I don't want to say much more than complicated stuff, but here in this example, we have the following indicators included. I mean, volume, it's not like a real indicator, but it's also mentioned here as a technical analysis, and it will always give you important information if it's a downtrend like here, what we had in the middle of March in the S&P 500 ETF goes with a high volume, or if there's not a big volume coming in an up or downtrend. So this is always an important information, I think, what everyone needs to know or wants to see in a chart analysis itself. And the other two main standard indicators which we included here is one, the RSI, and the other one, I think everyone knows it and sees it here in the chart, is Bollinger Band. RSI normally gives you an indication if a stock or asset is overbought or oversold. I think the indicator itself normally doesn't give you the right entry or exit signals, or let's say a long entry and short selling entry signals, but at least sometimes, like we did it here in the S&P 500 ETF, we saw as soon as it's over 80 that this was overbought. And exactly in this moment, we had this at the beginning of, I think, beginning of September. The market was going back because I think it went too far, too fast in these last weeks of August. So it helps you a little bit to understand, I think, in the beginning, when it's a good sign to maybe still go on a trend following position, or if it's maybe better to wait a little bit. And as I said in the beginning, it's normally not only one indicator. You should try to combine 2-3 indicators, which especially in indices or in indexes, it will help you for some main topics. So RSI, pretty simple. We have here overbought, or here as well in the middle of March, oversold. What, in this example, a particular matches with the correction. Here it was a little bit earlier. We just delete the other things what we already painted. So it was actually at the end of March, where we can see here, this was just the beginning of the correction. And as you can see, it went up 2-3 days before the whole correction to $220 in the ETF SPY, followed after this first small correction, what we saw here. So, like I said, it will help you, and if there's a few indicators which you can combine, then it makes a little bit more sense. Same with the Bollinger Band. The idea is if there's candle outside the Bollinger Band, that it will go back to the other side, like let's say the lower band we have here. So idea is if it's going out of the lower band, that it moves back to the other side. If there are 2-3 candles outside of the lower band, then normally the trend will, that's what the definition says, or what Bollinger itself made as a definition, it will go in this direction. The Bollinger Band as analyzes itself, it's pretty simple. The only thing what you need to know, it's moving average with standard deviation, what gives the lower and the upper band. And I think for me, the most important information in this is if we have a very small channel, I would say, or like a small range where it's like moving between these two bands, then we will know sooner or later we will have a breakout in volatility. So we don't know the direction, but it's exactly what we had end of last year, beginning of this year. There was this very small range where the S&P was moving between, and then yeah, we had this big breakout, and the same what we had here in summer, end of summer. It was moving again in a small range here before we had the correction to the other side of the band, to the lower band. So it will help you to understand maybe a little bit more of the movement in a stock or like any index. And what I said before, it makes for me more sense to use some indicators in indices or ETFs on indices because we don't have earnings, we don't have like announcements what will cause big overnight gaps. So in stocks itself, I find it more difficult to use this information. And like I said in the beginning, for me, it's, I think, easier to use very simple tools like horizontal lines, where you can see the last local highs or support lines. And for this, we can also make some examples here in the chart. And it's the same principle. It will work a bit better in indices or ETFs like here, because if a lot of people are following these support lines or resistance lines, however you want to call them, then normally these tools will also work for everyone. Here's a very good example. The $300 was tested in July last year, then again in autumn last year, and then we had a breakout by the end of the year, what went till February or beginning of March, when we had this huge correction. So support and resistance lines, what are easy drawing objects, are, I think, the easiest and the best way of technical analysis. And especially here in TradeStation, you can combine them with an alert function, what makes it easier for you to get a signal as a pop-up window, as a tone. It's just a right click on this, on the resistance or on the horizontal line, which you draw here. And then you can easily add in alert. So you will just get in pop-up window a tone or an email, whatever you would like to have to know, okay, now there's a breakout, especially for everyone who wants to trade breakout in different asset classes. This is a very easy and common way to get a notification about it. And what we do here in a chart analysis for a single symbol, you can also do it in a radar screen, especially for breakouts. You can bring up your price levels where you want to have a notification or an alert, and then the TradeStation platform will send you an email, give you a tone or a pop-up window whenever the price break to this resistance line or goes under a specific value. So I think this is the efficient way to do technical analysis. And after these indicators, RSI and Bollinger Band, one thing what also helps me in the chart itself is very easy show me function, what we also included here. I don't know if you can see all this small blue dots here. This gives you the information about, I will highlight it a little bit for you. This gives you the information about a new yearly high. So especially if you just see not the last 12 months or the whole year, we know exactly, okay, here this was the first day, mid of August, where the S&P 500 was above the price from February before the market went down, I don't know, about 20, 30%. So these are also, of course, important resistance or support resistant lines. And for a breakout, you can see it here very easy and clearly. The next 10 days, we had every time a new yearly high, and a breakout strategy will work perfect here, depending on your exit. But we had at least, let's say $15 movement in the direction after the breakout. And the same is for a new low course. It's here highlighted with red dots below the candle. And there's a really simple information what I want to see in a chart without zooming in or zooming out. I just want to see if this is a new yearly or high or a yearly low. You can do the same functions also in intraday charts where you can see the monthly high or monthly low. So you can break out exactly this analysis also to a short-term period. What is here on a 2 years chart, what we see where every candle is 1 day. And to just give you some examples that the possibilities are that there are a lot of possibilities for technical chart analysis in this TradeStation Global or TradeStation Securities platform, what is pretty much the same from the indicators and show me is what we have here. There's another thing what is called, I think a lot of people are using this, Fibonacci tools. We have the price retracements, so I can just simply say this is high, this is low, and then we have the next high here. And you can see exactly what people use or want to have in a chart analysis, all the Fibonacci numbers with the lines in between. And here it's the same what I showed you with a simple horizontal line. You can just include alerts whenever there is the price breaking through one of these lines. So for everyone who's having a setup, maybe in a different broker, different platform, to create this in an efficient or even in a fully automated way, you can use the TradeStation to do so and to make it easier and more efficient in terms of your trading strategies. And another very simple example, what we created ourselves, what also comes from the technical analysis side, is pattern candlestick patterns. Here we have an example of eBay, and this is morning and evening star. What is, let me find a good example for you. Let's zoom in. What is a combination of 3 candles? We have a green candle with a, I would say, not a very big body. Then there is a doji or like a small candle with a very, very small body with a high, or what is like a little bit higher than the close course of this first green candle. I think you will find it everywhere in the definition. This is the second candle doji or a candle with a small body. And then this correction as a big red candle, sorry, a big red candle with a very big body. And this is normally considered as short signal because normally the definition is that it goes more in this direction And to check this in a chart, you can also include these indicators which we programmed for our clients, but the more efficient way and the way I think what is very useful, what I mentioned in the beginning, is to include these in radar screen, where you can screen like more than 400 symbols in the same way, depending if you are using TradeStation Global or TradeStation Securities, and then you will get an information about every signal for the different symbols which you were included there. For example, to show you how this looks like, I can open a new workspace where we already implemented a few indicators like this. Just a second. So just to show you an example, I would have the radar screen here just with some equities and some forex symbols, and it's exactly the same what we had in the chart analysis. I can include RSI. I can include everything what we had for resistant lines, or even evening or morning stars, all the candlestick patterns what you would like to see. We can add this here, and then the radar screen will give you a signal or an alert if there's any of these candlestick combinations what you normally need to check with your own eyes manually in the chart. So I think the next level is always to use radar screen and different intervals to do exactly the same what you normally do in a chart analysis, just on like 10, 20, 40, 50 symbols or on your favorite stock list which you would like to screen for special signals.
I hope you found some important information for your own trading setup in this video. If there's anything else from your side, any question, feel free to contact us. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel to not miss any of our upcoming videos regarding indicators and strategies and how to use trading platforms in the right way. Thank you very much.